Yep.
Hello, happy hump day, everybody. I hope you've had a wonderful week so far. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time visiting, well, hello there. Um, I have got today a very special surprise for you. You may have noticed. The boys are back, and today we have our good mates Dan and Pete from Night Watchers Paranormal here again, blessing us with your presence. Welcome back, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
It's always great to have you. How have you both been?
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, busy.
Very busy.
Yeah, you're looking a little bit different this time, Pete, than when we saw you last. Actually, you're looking really good. You're looking really healthy.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we've since we released on Paraflex, well, coming soon.
Yep.
I wanted that clean cut. Dan and I spoke about it, and I didn't want to look like a 60-year-old biker anymore.
Yeah.
So I shaved off the beard, and I've been doing a lot of exercise just
Yeah.
to get myself healthy again.
And
Yeah.
the older we get, the harder it is, isn't it? You've got to move it all.
Very much so.
It's true.
Yeah.
You guys have so many exciting projects happening. Can you tell us more about the Paraflex thing?
Yeah. Okay. Well, with Paraflix, we launched with Paraflix on the 31st of October Australian time. So that'll be
Oh, that's handy.
our
Halloween.
first season. Yeah. Perfect. Our first season will be on there. So we're going to have a handful of episodes for our first season. If we decide to, we might add a few more if we have time allows us to do it. But we'll definitely have 5 on there as our first season to be able to give people a bit of a taste of what us Aussies are made of. So
That's awesome. And what is Paraflix? Is that like a subscription service that we can subscribe to and get spooky content?
Yeah, pretty much. Basically, what it is, it's a streaming service, kind of like Netflix,
Yep.
but obviously for paranormal investigation. It's based out of Hollywood, California.
Yep.
I think they're at about 250,000 subscribers.
Wow, that's really great.
That is growing and growing every day. But
Yeah.
With that, they're going to push our content out. I think they're also with Apple TV.
yeah.
Awesome.
So it's
That's
a
exciting.
little, it's a little daunting to take.
Yeah. Oh, no, you guys are going to be fine. We love your content. It's awesome. You know, you're
Thank
going to be no problem. You're going to take them by storm. So it's going to be great. And you guys also have some other exciting things happening. Like you'll continue to do your YouTube, will you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
YouTube will continue. Everything on that side of things will remain the same. So we'll still be doing the YouTube thing. Our Ghostflix TV, which is the other streaming service that we're with, that'll all remain
Okay.
the same. Everything's
Uh-huh.
moving forward with that. We've already been approved and negotiated with season 3, with 2, sorry, with
Season 3.
3. Oh, 3.
Yeah.
We're up to now. With with Ghostflix.
Yep.
And so that's all underway. Everything will remain the same with YouTube, but
Yep.
with we've got some other things you want to tell them?
Oh yeah, we've got some really, really big news. We're actually going to Italy in February to film.
So good. I wanted to talk to you about that. I actually have some suggestions of places that I think you should probably go visit there while you're in Italy. Now,
Yeah.
can you just, last time we spoke, I asked you what would be your dream investigation. And if I'm not mistaken, that's in Italy.
It is. That's Proveggio Island. I've got goosebumps. That's
Yeah.
my list location.
Mm.
Hence being Italian myself, to get onto that island with the dark history it has and all the tragedy there.
Yep.
To hopefully spend a 12 to 24-hour period on that island with our good friends from Spirit Crew Australia,
Yeah.
Ange and the team. They're just amazing human
Yeah.
beings.
Yeah.
We're very excited to get onto that island and just film, do heaps of filming, do heaps of lives. the whole lot.
We'll be basically taken over on a boat, dropped
Yep.
off, and left there for 24 hours with no way off the island.
You're having a
We're the only one-
sleepover?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, because
Hopefully.
I found out that that particular island, actually, they made a film based on it, probably very loosely, and it was called The Plague Doctor, and it's a horror film. I think you guys should watch it on your flight over there.
I think so. I think that'd be a great one.
Yeah, definitely. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I'm going to watch it now for sure, because I
Yeah.
think my friend Kaz and I were talking yesterday about you guys coming on my channel again, and we were saying that he's a non-believer, but what he loves about your channel is the history of places you go, you talk about the history of places. So there's something for even non-believers over at your channel, apart from your great dynamic and it's funny and there's an awesome community, but there's also the way that you go into the history of what's happened in the spaces is that's why I'm so excited about your Italy trip. Like I am really, really excited. Do you want my suggestions of where I think you should go? Okay. I think you need to go to the Chapel of the Dead. Okay. Now it's called Cappella Mortiti and it's in Otranto. Now, apparently it's this amazing cathedral and it was built by the Normans in the 11th century. And it's a town, I don't even know how far around you're going in Italy, but you can go there and see the skulls of 813 martyrs who were beheaded during the Turkish massacre. And also there's this massive glass case where they actually have the stone where the beheadings took place there. And they also have a dungeon that you can visit also. So who knows what that dungeon is?
Well, we're actually looking for a couple of extra locations because with this whole trip, it is going to be a whirlwind. We're doing it in 2 weeks. We're stopping in the US. We're going to Salem, Massachusetts.
Awesome.
From there we fly to Italy. I think we're going to take a day off as soon as we get there because it's a 24-hour flight. From there we'll do a couple of days of filming in the castle that we're filming. Then from there we fly to Germany to catch up with Heike from Ghostflix TV, our other streaming service that we're with. We're going to do a couple of investigations with her overnight.
Meet and greet.
The next morning, I think we're doing a meet and greet with some of our German followers. From there, we fly back to Italy. We go into Florence, film a couple of locations, hopefully in there. And then we go to Proveglia Island. So any more of those suggestions we need.
You are going to be spoiled for choice. I had to stop looking because there was so many. It's got such a big history and so many of these buildings are still standing. It's actually a miracle after all the wars and everything that's hit. I think you should go to the catacombs. I think that would be amazing. Don't get lost though. Okay, because apparently it's famous for whispering and the bones moving and stuff. There's a museum of purgatory in Rome, which I think would be amazing, right?
Sure.
It'd be great. And there's even a witch's village. So it was... apparently. And there was a big witch hunt in this village and they were blaming these poor women for causing storms when it probably just gets storms on the coast. Anyway, it sounds a bit like James the First, doesn't it? But something I love about you guys, just one of the things, is that now here on my channel, we talk a lot about trauma here. And something I've noticed is that the places that seem to have the most reported like paranormal activity tend to have a dark history and like terrible events and trauma, sometimes on a mass scale, have kind of occurred in the space. Now, I've said it before and I will say it again. I love the way you guys are so respectful to those who have passed on. And I know you're respectful to the living as well, but you apply the same treatment to those who've passed away. And also to the spaces where terrible events have left their mark on the atmosphere and the landscape, So I wanted to ask you that other than catching evidence of the paranormal, do you ever visit a location and you just feel a heavy atmosphere? Now, I've had soldiers explain this to me and they can't quite put their finger on it. It's just a feeling like a heavy atmosphere that you can't catch it on camera or anything else, but you just know you're sensing something.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Perfect location for that. For Paraflex. You go for it. You know which one it is.
Oh, there's a couple. You go. You tell them.
Okay. The first one that really was just absolutely crazy for us. We were filming, I think it was episode 3 for Paraflex. We went back to the church at Old Petrie Town. Now, when we got there, this is like 6 or 7 o'clock at night. The door to the church was open, which it shouldn't have been. We took 2 steps into, like, it was in pitch black and you could feel something there. It's like, you feel uneasy. But we took 2 or 3 steps within the building and it was like hitting a wall.
Yeah.
It was so thick, and it felt like we were being watched. It felt thick and heavy. It was full,
yeah, big time. And we mentioned that on our episode when we did our intro. We were saying that, you know, when you look by the second pew from the door, you know, you just walk it in and just like bang, just hit you. It was like really, full on. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've had soldiers who even aren't really believers in the paranormal and that, and they've explained in certain buildings and places they've been, there's just been a heavy feeling, and they weren't the only ones that felt it. And they couldn't quite put their fingers on it. I mean, there's some amazing stories that they have shared with me, which are, I'm certain, are paranormal. And of course, it goes along with those places where the strife has sort of, does it ever imprint itself just on the landscape?
Yeah, well, yeah, basically. It does. Yeah.
Well, I think from my point of view, like, we did a tunnel, okay?
Yep.
It's a larger tunnel. It's out in the middle of nowhere. It used to be a train tunnel for World War II trains coming back from the top of Australia down. Now, there's a thing called stone tape theory. Basically, when residual energy gets trapped, sometimes goes into like a wall or rock, something like that, and you can hear sounds from them. Now, I'm 100% firm believer that stuff like that does happen. Because we've only scraped the surface of the paranormal. You got to look at it, Lauren, that we're like apes on a computer.
Yep.
When we come to the paranormal.
Exactly.
So we don't know what's out there. We're just touching the surface, and like the history and the land that holds that energy. Stuff like that. So I'm a big believer.
We're just trying to find the truth, just like everybody else. You know?
Exactly. You are true explorers of the unknown dimensions, really. Because I'm not very clever. I'm not very book smart. I'm a high school dropout, but I absolutely have this amazing keen interest in quantum physics and things like that. And nothing about it disproves that there is other things or even past time going on while we stand here in our own time. You know, it was Einstein who changed the way we looked at time, as opposed to it being linear, about it being, you know, like timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly sort of stuff. You know, it's totally different than what we think. And you're exactly right. We don't know the very beginning of it. And really, it's only supernatural until science catches up, isn't it? You know, they thought germs were supernatural too.
This is it.
So I absolutely love the way that you just take this view of we don't know what we're going to find. We don't know if we're going to find anything, but we're going to just go and we're just going to experience, and then you share the experience with all of us, which is fantastic. Do you have any cool locations in Australia that you're going anytime soon?
Yeah, hopefully. We're looking at going to Tasmania.
Yes.
Down there, yeah.
Guess who will be picking up?
Someone's going to be coming along.
I will come along. I promise I will. I don't know how helpful I'll be, but I will be there.
That's okay. So we've got Tasmania, plus we've got a couple of...
We've actually worked with someone very close in Brisbane, Dwayne from Paranormal.
Yep.
Now, he's got some absolutely amazing locations with a lot of history. Yep. Our latest episode that's coming out next week, I'd say, we went to Walston Farmhouse. Now, this place, the history in this place was absolutely phenomenal. But he's got a couple more locations for us. We're getting one location that we have to keep hush-hush because not many people have been there. So
Secret Squirrel.
It's got mass history in it. It's going to be absolutely amazing. But we're also going out to Laidley Historical Village, which has some amazing history in it. So we've got a lot of little things coming up.
We've also been invited to Melbourne to a massive hospital that's down there.
There'd be some interesting sites down there for sure.
Yeah, been invited there to a hospital. The owner of the hospital, he's personally contacted us and invited us to come down and stay and investigate it, because he's had he runs tours there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But they're on hold at the moment or something because of COVID and
that kind of killed it for us with COVID.
Yeah, it must have. I can only imagine. But you kept going, and and you kept us all amused through all the lockdowns and all the stuff that we had to contend with. I wanted to ask you if you could just talk a little bit about integrity in the paranormal community.
Okay, you go. Yeah.
Well, for me, we did a coffee table chat with a lot of other paranormal investigators around Australia, and the biggest thing for me was people claiming about paranormal unity. Now, how it does not work. There's a lot of negativity and people whinging and moaning and groaning and saying, look, my ego is bigger than yours, I've got to do this. Now, for me, having integrity in this field is the utmost important thing. You know, you've got to be genuine, you've got to be real, you've got to be who you are.
Exactly.
Because, like we've said 1,000 times, how we are here is how we are off camera. And I think that's one of the most important things. If you want to do this thing, if you want to be a paranormal investigator, you have to lead with your heart. You can't do this and have the integrity and just
the ego.
The ego has to go. Got to be about integrity and keeping things real. You know, I think that's why we have such a following, is because we are. You've got to keep that integrity. It's so important.
It's why I'm there. Yeah, exactly. Because that, you know, I actually don't really follow any other paranormal investigators because you just don't know if you can trust them. And I want to be able to trust you because you're giving me this information and I have to trust this is how it happened. And that's what I love about you guys. You show the whole thing, you know, it's not edited for effect. And you always say, you always are trying to disprove what's just happened for it to be paranormal, but then you're left with real spookiness at the end. And it's so good.
Sorry. The thing is that when you're talking about, you know, keeping it real, that's our whole journey from the start to finish. Yes, the production level has gone up, you know, massively, but at the same time, we're trying to keep the rawness of it too, because it's all about showing people. If anyone wants to watch a Hollywood movie, they'll just go watch a Hollywood movie. You know, you know, we can do all that sort of stuff. But the thing is, though, it's all about keeping people engaged and keeping them interested in the video for that whole 42 minutes or however long it goes for.
Exactly.
But by giving them the rawness, the 100% authenticity, you know, the realness of it, you know.
I think also too, like when you watch a YouTuber or someone that does this, it's not only the content you're looking at, it's you fall in love with who the people are. You know, like Dan and I have, it's real. Like you said, it's real, it's raw, but you fall in love with the person's character and who they are as a person. And I think that's one of the most important things, is that if our audience see who we are as real people, then they're going to appreciate that.
It's easier for you guys. You don't have to hold up a pretense as well. But it also makes us as a community feel welcome. Like it's a very open community. It's like one of the nicest, most zen, calming communities, I think, on YouTube or on the internet, perhaps. And you really have facilitated a fantastic community there. But it's also that you're not paranormal snobs. You'll explain something if, say, I don't understand what you're talking about. And you don't explain it in a belittling way, like, oh, you don't know what this meter is, or you don't know what that is. You will just explain what it is, because I wouldn't have a clue I didn't know what a necrophonic app was until you explained.
Well, someone asked me about that on the group the other day, and I just gave them a big lengthy description, and I shot them through a couple of links to watch some videos and to show what we were talking about. And we're definitely open. Anybody has any questions, and if we don't know, we never ever claim to be professionals in this field. And I believe that there is no
any,
unless you've gone to the other side and studied it and then come back.
Name one. Exactly.
So we help where we can, you know. That's all we can do.
And you educate too at the same time. Like I believe you're educating about being respectful. You're educating about having integrity over fast likes. And I think that's so valuable because it is, like at the moment, a pseudoscience. We need to be able to trust. And otherwise it's just probably you get one cowboy and it's probably going to discredit you guys as well, even if you're not involved with that person, just by association.
Exactly right.
Yeah. I think for me, like, I've got a lot of mentors, and I know Dan has too. I have a lot of mentors that I ask advice to.
Yeah.
That mean a lot to me. I value their opinion and advice. If I've got a mentor, then if I can help someone, and Dan feels the same, if we can help someone answer a question for them to the best of our ability, then we'll do that. If we don't, we'll research it and find out that information for them and give it to them.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing with our group, and because you're such a big part of our group too, Lauren,
I love it.
It amazes me, you guys, what you do in our group. Like, Dan and I look up, and it just, the love and the heart and passion in that group, it just blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful community. It is. And I think Beck and Alistair and your moderators have a lot to do with it. They are amazing. I don't know where you found them.
Beck goes above and beyond.
Yeah. She does.
She's an amazing human being, and what Alistair does and Linda does, and now Jeremy.
Now Jeremy as well. Yeah.
Yes.
It's amazing. And it's only because of you guys that this community is like this. Like, I did get and I will say I did get a bit upset the other day with someone posting something really horrible to another member, and that really upset me.
Yeah.
That's not really what Night Watchers do.
No.
And you've got to police it, because an unpoliced, lawless community is not a good community.
Exactly right.
But that was a good thing to see you guys react and jump straight in and say, hey, this is not on it. It really touched us.
That's right.
It was amazing.
Definitely.
Yeah. The community has an identity, and that identity is actually very, very loving and very, very caring. And it is a real space of, it doesn't really matter where you're coming from or what you believe, whether you're coming from like a worldview or a Christian worldview or what, whichever worldview you're coming from. It doesn't really matter. There's room for everybody. But of course, members have to be respectful, to each other. And I think by and large, you have one of the most respectful communities on the internet. It is the internet after all. If you get one, that's not bad.
It's been pretty good.
It's been pretty good, yeah. We have had a good track record, which is great. And as long as we keep doing what we're doing and people come in, and that's one thing I've got to give respect to Beck. So if you are watching Beck, we love you heaps. And
amazing.
What she does is absolutely brilliant. Like, every time someone posts something, she's onto it. Bang, she'll reply. We don't always get a chance to, and we'll always sign up with Dan or Pete, because it comes up as Night Watchers, So you'll know if we've commented on something, and we try and comment back as much as possible.
Yeah.
But Beth just goes above and beyond. And
she's committed. She's amazing too.
Committed. She posts to Twitter before I can get to it.
And it's so great because she really is a very loving soul too. She's fantastic. In fact, I was going to ask if we could shout out to your moderators, because they are really, really incredible, and they make it a fantastic space for people to come along. Your live chats are great. I've seen quite a few of my community members in there. I'm starting to see them in the live chats now too.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great. I'm so glad that they've popped in, because it gives us another chance to hang out, and even in a different space, But you guys have to remember, we and those great people like Alistair and Beck and Jeremy and that, they wouldn't be there if you guys didn't have that integrity. So you guys laid the foundation, and they have just built with, bricks and mortar, which is fantastic. And I mean, as just YouTubers, what's the secret? How did you build, like, to other aspiring YouTubers out there, how did you facilitate such a great community spirit?
I think, to start with, it was, without it sounding like that it's about me or anything like that, but it's the fact is that at the start, it just so happens that we were lucky that I do graphic design and video editing and all stuff like that. So therefore, we didn't have to go through the lengths of having to learn that or pay somebody to do that.
Yep.
So I had all the background skills to be able to give us an image, give us a design and video edit and all the rest of it. But also with Pete, Pete does a lot of the groundwork.
All the legwork,
like a lot of that stuff, So the teamwork that we had together, I think it just was a great match.
Yeah, it works well, because I'm very much a people person. I can talk to people. I enjoy doing that. Where Dan does, like, you put me in front of a computer, I'm going to freak out. But on the flip side of that, we're talking with the media, talking with locations and stuff like that. I find it very easy. Like, I will tell you, anybody that is inspiring or wanting to become a YouTuber, the first year you've got to work hard.
Oh,
it's a non-stop grind every single day.
Hours upon hours. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
true. What?
Sorry.
No, you go.
But then as soon as you get become monetized and you hit your 1,000 subscriber goal and the watch minutes that you require, YouTube comes in and starts really punching out your content and really helps you. So for that, I guess it's freed us up a little bit more that now we're doing other things with Paraflix and Ghostflix.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's so great.
I can tell you, 2 years ago, Dan and I were sitting out the back. He goes, Pete, come over. I've got an idea, mate. I'm like, oh, yeah. So I sit down, we're having a coffee, and he goes, you want to start a YouTube channel? I'm like, yeah, let's give this a try.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's eat some stinky fish. Who would have thought this is where you'd be now? Like, the US and Germany, worldwide now.
I'd never dreamed that we'd be here.
No.
Like we'd had such a loving community with our group. Being on Ghostflix TV that's punching out contents out into 9 countries through Europe.
Yeah. That's so
being
great.
a part of the American paranormal market and now going to Italy and filming in Italy.
Can't wait for that. Have I ever told you guys how I found you?
Can't remember. No,
I don't think I have. I was actually watching a Nukes Top 5 with my daughter, and you came up on the side.
Oh, recommended.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought, wait a minute, they're Aussies. And I clicked on it, and there you were. And I loved it, and I've been there ever since. I try to make it to every live stream.
Yeah, big. No,
it's great because I love it. Your community gives to me much more than I could ever give to it because it's fantastic. You have amazing investigations. I love your reaction videos. Everybody loves watching Dan get pranked. Everybody loves it because you get us at the same time, Pete. You scare us too.
I got to give him a little bit of a break for a while because I don't want him having a heart attack on me.
Don't do it in Italy, okay? Don't do it. That would be too much. Yeah. Oh no! Are you going to do that when you come to Tassie?
The one thing I find with you, Lauren, this is why I'm such a big supporter of yours. What you do for men's mental health and the veterans, it touched me. The first time I saw your videos about that was absolutely amazing. What you do and how you are so open and how you speak about it, that's grabbed my attention. That's an amazing thing you do. And never stop doing that, because
I appreciate that.
We need to talk about mental health.
Yeah, I was a military spouse when I was a teenager, and these are people I've known since I was teenagers, and they're my best friends, and they are infantry tough guys and, SF and that, but they really are humans, and I want people to see that. And also I think the more we talk about mental health and that, the more we normalize it. And I think men in particular do tend to neglect their health, physical and mental. So I sorry to nag, guys, but someone's got to do it, someone's got to remind you to look after yourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why we're such a big supporter of you, because what you do for men's mental health is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. We all float down here, so we may as well just start talking about it like it's normal, because it is. No, I appreciate that. And you guys actually have some great merch too. I think you've got some of the best merch out there from Aussie YouTube. So I think it's fantastic. I'm going to get some for Christmas for my family. Shh, don't tell them. And and your dynamic between the two of you is absolutely ace. Like, you can't fake that. That's just you two, the way you feed off each other and play off each other and support each other. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Exactly right. That's like like nearly 30 years of friendship. Does that? It's something that you get two random people and you go, rightio, you're going to team up now. They'll never be able to have that same
exactly.
What we've got.
Are you making me feel all warm and fuzzy? It shows. It absolutely shows though. But I love the reaction videos. They are awesome.
Oh, thank you.
We're always posting whenever you guys are on in our Discord, and we're always talking about it. And you've got so many exciting projects on the horizon. I really would encourage anyone who's watching to go subscribe to the Night Watchers Paranormal YouTube. They have a fantastic Facebook group. I'm not even a Facebook group sort of person, but I love it. I interact with it too. It's probably the only thing I do on Facebook. And I will put all your social links in the description below. I might even chuck a link to the Paraflix. And did you say Ghost Flicks?
Yeah,
Ghostflix and Paraflix, yeah.
It's Ghostflix TV.
Right, okay. Well, I might chuck a link in there for them too, because I'd actually never heard of them until you guys started talking about them. So I think we'll leave it there. But as always, thank you so much for joining me. We really need to make this a regular thing. I know you guys are busy, but I so appreciate you giving us time, because who are we? We're nothing. We're just a little corner.
Always going to have time for you. Like I said, we're a big supporter of yours and what you do. So anytime, I don't care how big we get. You send me a message and we will be there for you.
I appreciate it so much. I've got so much love for you guys. You're so great. And I appreciate you guys and everything you do. And because you both got really giant hearts, and that's what we love. You're great Aussie examples. And I can't wait till you go overseas and represent us in the best possible light. So thank you so much for joining us, guys. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Pete. Everybody, please leave a thumbs up below the screen. Subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to ding my little bell for notifications, because you never know when Dan and Pete might be back. And I was going to get Irina to come on and tell me about her haunting as well. So I thought that'd be interesting. You've got a video about that?
We do, yes. It's we had it in season 1 or 2, I think. Season 2, I think it was. With,
season 2.
One of those. We had an original one in season 1 or 2. I think it's 2. And then the one though where everything went berserk was in this season. Yeah. It was the Arena's Haunting, The Return.
Right, yeah, that's right. It's a great thumbnail. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much again for your time. I so appreciate it. We've got to do this again, because I never run out of subjects to talk to you about. I find the subjects so interesting, and I hope you have a fantastic Halloween. And I want to talk to you before you go away to Italy for sure. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. Love and kisses, everybody. Bye.
Bye. See ya.